This next person is the founder and CEO of Embolden Adventures. Welcome to the stage, Sara.
3, 2, 1, go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set,
go.
Prince Ali, yes it is he, Ali Ababa. Genuflect, show some respect, down on one knee. Who here in the audience recognizes this song? Call it out. Where is it from? You, Jesse. Aladdin, yes! The classic Disney movie, Aladdin. That was my favorite movie as a kid growing up. While I loved Aladdin, I did not like things Disney. My parents took me to Disney World as a kid in the mid-1980s, and all I cared about was going to the beach afterwards. The turquoise blue waters, the pristine white sands, collecting seashells by the seashore. You see, seashells were of interest of mine. As a kid, I would thumb through those picture books about shells from around the world. I also looked at picture books of flags of the world, also maps of different countries. You see, those were my interests as a kid growing up. I also really liked to write. In my kindergarten years into my formative elementary school years, I would be feverishly writing into makeshift storybooks. One of my earliest memories of me is being a kid in my childhood basement in my childhood home, and I was writing in a makeshift book. I tore out those lines of a paper in a legal pad, stapled it together, and wrapped it in Christmas wrapping paper, my book. They say if you follow your passions in life, you won't have to work another day. Did that necessarily happen for me in my career? No, not necessarily. My talk today is to talk with you about adversity and challenge I've faced in my life and what it revealed to me. You see, what if adversity ultimately leads to joy and relief? Well, let's find out. For 20 years of my career, I built a career in renewable energy. I worked across the spectrum in the industry. I was an investment banker on Wall Street. I worked in private equity. I worked in government. I was a consultant. I also worked in the industries of energy and utilities. But one fateful day in 2012, after 10 years of work, boom, I lost my job. But that's okay. I went traveling. I went to 7 countries. I scuba dived with sharks. And after 11 months, I was back at it again. 2013, I got another job. And guess what? Boom! I lost my job again. This time, I was being escorted out by security. Down the elevator, into the lobby, out the revolving doors. 3rd Avenue in New York City. Goodbye. Disillusioned, shocked, dazed and confused. Here I am walking back to my apartment, New York City. I lost my job. And that began 2.5 years of being out of work. You see, between 2015 and 2017, the renewable energy industry, surprisingly, was still very nascent. It was very difficult to put investment dollars to work. So finding a job was hard, yet I insisted. I wanted to be in the space. I worked hard to be there. It's my resume. Let's go. I tried everything. Every single job opportunity I saw, my resume. I talked to everybody I knew in my career, LinkedIn, you name it, nothing. I applied to jobs outside New York City. I even applied to jobs outside the country. Nothing worked. And time was ticking. Rejection after rejection, I kept pushing that boulder up the hill, only to have it fall back down on me again. It was really hard. It was a dark moment in my life. But I gravitated towards things that were my joy. A little bit of glimmers of hope. I started writing. I started thinking about my travels. I started thinking about the ocean. And with the help of others, I taught myself how to blog. I taught myself how to start a website. I taught myself how to start an LLC, trademarking. What about how to do graphics? Okay, cool. And here I was doing that. And by 2016, like a lotus growing from the mud of difficulty, my Embolden Adventures passion project was born. My travel content site that's meant to inspire people to see the world. Now it's 2017, my savings were on fumes. Here I am putting pennies together to try to cover my mortgage by myself and to cover my expenses, because I still had to live, I still had to keep the lights on. Hopefully it was solar driven. Luckily I found a job in 2017, and in 3 months' time, I'm back at it, going to Washington, D.C. for a business meeting on an Amtrak train. And the train pulls up into Metro Park in New Jersey. The doors open, I walk in, walk through the aisle, down the way, and here's a seat right next to a man with a black beard and a curly salt and pepper hair, soft-spoken, heavy accent. I sit down next to him, and by the time the train pulls into Philadelphia, he sparks a conversation. "Are you Arab?" he asked me. "Well, I may look Arab, but I've only been to Arabic-speaking countries," I replied. And I proceeded to chat with him all the way to Washington, D.C. about traveling, the people I've met around the world, Embolden adventures. He hands me his business card. "My name is Ali, Prince Ali. Prince Ali of Afghanistan." I look at the card, and sure enough, he was a real prince. And he was also a contender for the presidency in Afghanistan. And without further ado, I could not help myself. I started singing, "Prince Ali, yes it is he, Ali Ababwa." I loved it. It was my moment. But he didn't seem to understand what was going on. True story. That's his book right there. And he continued to encourage me. He said, "Sara, you're very interesting. I want to let you know I've written a book. It's called The Lost Kingdom, a memoir of an Afghan prince. You should write a book too." Okay. Said goodbye, found my way back to Washington, D.C. for another meeting soon enough, and I made a point of saying hello to Prince Ali. I came with his book in hand. I said, "Hey, can you sign my book?" He opens it up, creases it, pen. "To Sara, the most interesting, adventurous person I know. It is great to know you. Signed, Prince Ali." He hands it back to me and says, "When are you writing your book?" I don't know. So now it's 2019, and boom! I lost my job again. We're talking 3 job losses in 7 years. I lost my job, and I was out of work just as long as I was in work. It was hard, tough. Here we go again. Luckily, I found the job in 2020, and in 2022, there was a fateful conference call. On the line, I heard, "Sara, your job title's going away." And I tried to process what was going on, and it sounded like my job there was uncertain. I hung up the phone, and I started to sob in my apartment in the kitchen. It was the fluorescent lights and the white tile floor and hyperventilation. Here we fucking go again, goddammit. I can't lose my fucking job. Excuse me. I just remembered I can't say F. But in that moment, I realized that I'm going to write a book. And it picked my head up with certainty, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. And within 3 months' time, I quit my job cold turkey. And I started writing. I was doing it now. By November 2022, I wrote my first chapter. Fast forward to today, I'm 75,000 words into my manuscript, 17 chapters in. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Thank you. So recently, about 2 weeks ago, I decided to go for a walk one Sunday morning, literally down memory lane, down 3rd Avenue, and I passed the office building where I used to work. And I used to go by it before too, but this time I just felt this pit in my stomach. I didn't like how things went down. I mean, they fired me. I was still angry about it. I wasn't okay with it. I didn't like it. But I took a deep breath on that sidewalk, and I decided to go into the lobby this time. Went through those revolving doors again, and I looked around. A deep breath came over me. I was okay with what happened. I forgave. I was okay with the future that I'm now building for myself. And in that moment, I realized I was experiencing relief. So I asked the question earlier, does adversity bring about joy and relief? In my case, it has. I experienced joy because I'm following through with my passions, writing, traveling, seeing the world, the ocean, seashells. I also experienced relief because I'm forgiving and I'm letting go and I'm accepting where my future is going to take me. I'm taking charge in my life. I'm speaking truth to my future. I am really much looking forward to being a contender, not a pretender. Here I stand before you today, a change maker in progress. I'm going to be an author like Prince Ali. I'm going to be a travel storyteller. In fact, I'm doing it right now. You guys are my first ever live audience, so I thank you very much for your attention. And guess what? I am excited to be part of the next chapter of my life. That is an Embolden adventure. So I thank you for your attention, and I encourage you to be emboldened. Thank you.
Three, two, one, go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set,
go.
Everyone watching, we up in the game. Shooting our shot, yeah, we ready to play. Looking at power, no, we can't be tamed. Remember the name. Leveling up, yeah, we breaking the chains. Playing with fire to rattle the cage. Pushing the limit, whatever it takes. This is the moment where legends are made. This is where legends are made.
3, 2, 1, go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, set,
go.
Yeah, we told ya, we the champions, we the chosen. Gonna bust it wide open and own it. In the zone, yeah, don't you know it? Yeah, this is the moment.